What's up guys, today we're going to go over how to add and manage your appointment request forms. Let's get into it. Once you've logged into your Keep the Fees account, you're going to go to Forms and then Requests. Here, you're going to go ahead and hit Create Form, and we'll title this the General Shop Request Form. So you can either make a request form for the shop in general, or if you want to do artist specific, you can do that here. Just name it accordingly. Then hit Create Form, and then you'll be here at this screen. So we'll start from top to bottom. Here you can edit your form title. You can input a redirect URL. So after somebody completes the form, you can put a link here to direct them to a different website. For example, you can put your Instagram link here. If you have a shop website, you can put that in here as well. You have Google Analytics ID. So if you have Google Analytics, you can input your ID number here, and you can track this form and the data on who clicks on it and how long they're on the form in Google Analytics. Here we have form language, so you can do English or Spanish. If you do Spanish, keep in mind it only changes the navigational stuff within the request form. All your custom form fields, your questions and stuff are going to have to be changed. Next we have auto assign to. So maybe this request form is for a specific artist. If you'd like, you can go ahead and click the artist from the drop down. And when you click the artist, you can notify them upon submission. So they'll get an email, SMS, or a push notification. For this one, because it's the general shop request form, we're going to have no selection there. Here you have the form link. So this will be the link to the request form. And if you go here, you can copy it. You can make it a QR code if you like, and we also can manage these short links here in the settings. So when you click on settings, the drop down will appear, and you can add a custom short URL, so you can change the back half of the URL if you'd like. For example, you can put request form, it'll check to ensure that no one else has this, and then you can hit add. And then once added, you will see here that it changed, and again you can copy the link here. Next we'll have CC client on completed forms. So when this is enabled, the shop always will get an email when a request form has been completed. So if you have this enabled, the client will be CC'd on that email. So keep in mind, they'll be able to see the shop email. Here you have create custom booking link. So when you select this, you can create a custom booking link here. You can also do this from the calendar page as well. So we'll go over custom booking links when we go over the calendar. And here we have form fields and form rules. So this is where you're going to build out your request form. And form rules, we will go in depth on a different video for those. For right now, we're just going to go over the fields, what the titles, the input types, and these options here. So we'll start with field options. You have required and hide if empty. So if you have this turned on, the form can only be submitted if this specific question or field has been answered. And then you also have hide if empty. So if the client doesn't fill anything out, it'll hide from the form. Now we can go into input types, very similar to the consent forms. So here you have checkbox. Checkbox is pretty good if you want to have multiple answers for a given question. For example, you can do maybe some display only text and ask what days of the week work best for you. So we can go ahead and add that as a display only text. Then from here you can add some checkboxes for each day of the week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And what that'll do is now a client can check off on the request form multiple answers to one question. Text field. So text field will be a field that a client can type an answer into, typically used for shorter questions. For example, how big of a tattoo do you want in inches? Example, 5 inches by 5 inches, 7 inches long, etc. Large text field here. It'll give the client more character space to type in a longer answer. And you can use this for questions like give a brief description of the tattoo, do you have a certain style preference, etc. Yes, no, you can use this for definitive questions like have you been tattooed here before? Have you heard of us before? Yes, no, other is good. So if the client picks other, then it prompts a space for them to type an answer. Then you have drop down. Now this will provide a drop down menu where you can put in different options. So for example, you can do you have a preferred artist, with a drop down of all your artists listed if you'd like. Keep in mind, clients can only pick one option from that drop down menu. Display only text. Again, these are going to be used for like headers. If you want to have questions, you can use this at the end of your request form to put your deposit policy in there as well. Again, this is good for instructions and guiding a client through the request form. And lastly, we have image upload. You can do multiple of these if you'd like at the end for reference photos. Typically for request forms, you're going to want to do image upload for your photos of the body. If it's a cover-up tattoo, maybe you want to picture the original tattoo. And again, for reference photos. Once you've built out your request form, you're always going to want to hit the save. And then if we go back here, you'll see it populate right here. And you can always copy the URL from this menu, so you can send it out to clients or host it on websites or bios. And you can always edit the form using this pencil icon. And that's how you add and manage a request form and keep the fees. We'll have some templates out there, and we'll also have other videos showcasing different appointment request forms that you can do. If you have any questions at all, hit our support chat or email us at support@keepthefees.com.